So welcome everybody today to our Minnwest Realtor Jam. And as you guys know, we put together some content once a month for our realtor partners and anyone else that might find information useful. And today's discussion is going to be regarding ChatGPT. And we've got a pretty exciting intro to it, and then we'll do a little demonstration and some Q&A if anyone has any questions. But right now, I'll just do a couple of quick introductions here. Myself, I'm Larry Johnson, and Heidi Thompson will be checking in here as well. We're the two mortgage area managers for Minnwest, and we also have Robert Balapay, who will be our presenter today. Drew McKinney checking in from the metro area. We also have Aaron Mathowitz and Shelby Borg that will be checking in, representing their respective areas, along with Brianna Erdman and Melissa Olson, who are responsible for our Redwood Falls and Albert Lee, Waseca, Rochester areas as well. So without further ado, I'll let Robert take over the program and we'll get into some of the benefits of ChatGPT. Robert?
All right. Well, let's go ahead and hop in here. So what are we talking about today? We are talking about artificial intelligence, or ChatGPT. Now, how many of you guys spend, 5 to 10 minutes thinking about how to start or write an email? How many of you guys struggle with your social media presence and what to post? And how many of you could use a free virtual assistant to help support you at work and at home? Well, ChatGPT is that product. So, what is ChatGPT? So ChatGPT is short for Chat Generative Pre-trained Transformer. And so generative refers to its ability to create text, pre-trained because it's trained on a large amount of text, and transformer because it's a specific network. Don't ask me to explain those because that's another language to me, but that is what it stands for. ChatGPT is a language model developed by OpenAI capable of generating human-like text, which you'll get to see in the demo. And most importantly, it's free. Now, there is a paid version for it as well, but for the focus of this presentation, we're going to go over the free version since that's what everybody has access to. All right. So what are some ways that you can utilize it? First one is when you have a question. Now, this seems really simple, but I ask it questions like I would ask Google questions. So with Google, you're going to type in your question and you may get an answer, but more than likely, you're probably going to get a bunch of ads. And then somewhere down that list, you're actually going to get some links to websites that you can verify your answer. With ChatGPT, you can type in your question and it'll actually give you an answer. But something to keep in mind is that it only has information up until 2021. So always verify and double check the answer that it's giving you. You can utilize it for writing emails. So again, I spend about 5 minutes just trying to figure out how to start an email. But with ChatGPT, you can type in a description of what you're looking for, and it'll actually write the email for you. It's going to give you a template, and you can kind of customize it as need be, but it's a great jumping off tool. You can also utilize it for creating a schedule to help you stay on task. But here's the game changer. So ChatGPT can be utilized as a social media planner or assistant. My struggle is always in creating content, right? I never know what to post. I don't know which hashtags to use, but ChatGPT does all that for me. And I won't say too much more about that because I want you guys to be able to see it once we actually demo it. You can use it for calculations, which in our world, we use a lot, but it can give you kind of an idea of what your clients are looking for when they're looking at mortgages, what interest rates and monthly payments are going to be like. And you can also utilize it to write your bios for your different websites. I know I used it for my LinkedIn, and I gave it maybe like 4 things about me, and it created a whole like 2-3 paragraphs about me. But to summarize all that, just think about ChatGPT as a personal assistant. But we'll go ahead and we'll hop into the demo here so everybody can get a chance to see what it's like. So the first thing we'll take a look at is the calculation. So what is oh, wow, that's a lot faster than I thought it was going to be. Look at that, though. So it goes in, and based on the information that I gave it, it went ahead and kind of created a scenario of kind of what it thought I was looking for. But we can continue the conversation by adding things to it. So let's say, what if the down is 3% and is 6.5. And so if you type in more to the initial scenario, it'll redo that whole calculation with the numbers that you're giving it. And it'll rework those numbers. So you just continue to build on that conversation. Um, and I mean, you can keep going from that. So what if I make So it's actually going to tell you when you're going to pay it off. It's going to tell you how much you would save. But these are all things where, once you start a conversation with it, anything that you want to add or that you want to change to it, it'll continue to build upon that. I guess, we talked about creating a bio for yourself. So, just a very, very generic description. So say, a banker turned realtor. Create a bio. And so again, you don't have to use this word for word, but what it does for you is it creates you a template. So that way you have a jumping off point, and then you can kind of rework it specifically based on yourself. We also talked about how it can be used to write emails. And can you write an email to a that's first time home buyer? And so here again, without really taking much time at all, it's created me an email that I can send to clients. You can put their names in here too if you want, but you can also have it adjust like add some humor. And so based on, the request here, it's gone through and it's updated it and changed it just slightly to add some humor. It also works in other languages. So can you, right? And so now it's going through and it's recreating that same email now in Spanish. So the power of ChatGPT is, it seems like it's limitless. I haven't found, well, I shouldn't say that. So again, something to keep in mind is it only has information up until 2021. So there will be questions that you may ask it where it's not going to have the answer to. But we're going to show I think the way that we've mostly been utilizing it, and I think it's the most powerful, is for social media. So can you create a week-long schedule for social media post first time home buyers? So here, it's going ahead and it's creating a schedule for me to post something every day of the week. So it's giving me ideas, and then you can actually go further than that and say, create a post for Monday. And so based on what it was suggesting for the Monday post, it'll actually give you content. So it gives you a phrase here, it'll give you hashtags, and then it actually tells you too what photo you could put with it. And so these are just different ways that you can utilize it. And really it takes the guesswork out of, okay, what do I want to post? How do I post it? What should I say with it? What hashtags can I use? But this has probably been the most useful tool for me. because it allows me to focus on what's important and, getting out to meeting clients. Like this is part of it, but you want to be able to do this. Make sure you're staying in front of clients, but then also going out and meeting those clients. But that is some of the examples that we have. And I guess going back to this, we'll open it up for some questions if anyone has any questions.
Yeah, how important are keywords? Because I read things about keywords to make sure you're getting the most accurate responses.
So Larry and me had actually talked about this. So there are some key phrases that you can use. So like when you're typing into ChatGPT, you can actually say like, let's see. Because what was it, Larry? You were saying like you can say like,
yeah, Robert and I have used this quite a bit, this tool for helping develop certain social media content and for doing some research and things like that. And there is a little bit of a learning curve. So there are folks that I've talked to that are absolutely in love with ChatGPT, and then there's other folks that I've talked to that say, oh, it's garbage. I can't get anything out of it. But it's all learning and how to prompt it correctly. Remember, it's conversational. And this is really in its test phase. It's not connected to the internet. So that's something to remember. For example, if you go in and ask it, what's the S&P 500 doing today? Or what's the weather today? It doesn't know that because it's not connected to the internet yet. It's not, getting a lot of live data. And one of the things is when you're using it, there's a little thumbs up or thumbs down next to the prompts there. If it gave you good information, give it a thumbs up. If it gave you bad information, give it a thumbs down. That helps the algorithm learn. But to get to what Justin's question was, you do have to prompt it correctly. So for example, you can ask ChatGPT to act as somebody. For example, let's say I want you to act as a copywriter, and I want you to create a headline for the Rochester housing market, and it'll put that stuff together for you. So it'll take those prompts and kind of run with it. It's all in how you ask the question to the AI.
I'm sorry, I missed that second half, Larry. Act as a copywriter and what?
Oh, if you, for example, act as a copywriter and write a headline for, what's going on in the housing market in Rochester. And granted, that data will be a couple years old because it only has cumulative data up to 2021 for this test phase. So you might have to go in and basically just adjust it or use it we use it mostly to brainstorm.
Yeah.
For social content ideas. So, or for example, as a lender, a product that we don't use anymore that used to be, I had a client ask me a question about it, and I had it help me write a script for the 80 or piggyback loans, the 80-10-10 loans that they used to do. Not very familiar with it because we kind of stopped using those a long time ago. There's still some out there, but I thought it was a good question. And so it helped me craft the content that I needed, and I didn't have to spend hours of research. I just went in and verified a couple points, did my content, was done in about 15 minutes getting my video out. So, it can really be utilized as a tool for that. For any of the other realtor partners online, any other questions you have for Robert while we've got it online, or anything you want to try in the live demo? All right. Robert, anything else you want to add about it? I know you and I have been using it pretty heavily.
So there are some things that are on a way higher scale that you can utilize this for, like for chatbots. This would be something that I think would be really useful to a lot of our realtor partners, just because, we get questions all the time that seem very basic to us, but, you take the time to write the emails, and there's ways to integrate ChatGPT into your email. But, if anybody found this useful, maybe we can research that a little bit more and maybe bring that up in a further conversation.
So the point of bringing this one up for all the realtor partners involved and for us bankers too in general is that I believe that we're on the cusp of technology that's going to far exceed what we're capable of thinking right now. And it's going to be able to assist us. Now, I don't think ChatGPT or AI is going to take our jobs. There's still a human element to what we do, but I can tell you that the people that know how to use this technology are the ones that'll be taking the jobs of the folks that don't know how to use it. So I think that if you want to be an early adopter, get in on this, because already in ChatGPT 4, we're seeing the ability to link with apps. And this is something that I was discussing with one of my colleagues this morning. For example, the TED Talk that the head programmer just did, he asked ChatGPT to make up a recipe for a very tasty Thursday night meal, and it developed a recipe, told him how to cook it. And then the next step was, okay, add this to my Instacart or to my Walmart app or whatever. And it created the shopping list so that they could go pick it up and then bring it home and cook it. And so, I mean, I think that's the integration we're going to see, is that you'll be able to ask it to create some content for you and then post it to Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok for you. Maybe not the video content, but who knows, maybe it will be doing that at some point for you, because it can work with these other apps and this integration. I think that's really where this is heading. So I would encourage you to get on there, mess around with it a little bit. We have the paid version of it just so that we don't experience any slowdown, because since it is in the testing phase, you can go in there sometimes and you'll ask a question and you'll get like the ChatGPT's version of this blue swirly. It's just the system's overloaded, but you don't get that with the paid version. It's $20 a month, whether that's worth it to you or not. For us on our end, we decided to go ahead and do that. But any questions, since we've got Robert on hand here, for anybody for him on the ChatGPT? Any of our realtor partners?
No, it's interesting to see what it pops out. It does come up with some good suggestions.
Yeah, it's good. And I would encourage you guys to get on and use it. And if you ever have any questions about it, holler at us. Quite frankly, we do use it daily for a lot of our work here. I just think it's an intriguing tool that can help enhance your business. And really just, I use it as a brainstorming tool mostly. So, I know a lot of us are sometimes trying to figure out what to put on social media or what content seems engaging. The hashtag thing is really intriguing to me, because when this goes live, it'll actually trend which hashtags are getting traction, and you'll be able to add that to your videos and stuff. So, but that's all I've got, Robert, if you want to conclude.
Yeah, no, that's all I've got as well. But I definitely think that, what you said is true, is like the people who are going to be utilizing this are going to be able to focus their time better on building those relationships, getting out in front of clients, and are going to be the ones generating more business.
Excellent. Well, we want to thank you guys all for attending. Like we said, always want to be respectful of your time, 30 minutes in and out. Thanks for popping in. We will have a recorded version of this, and we'll send that out to you guys next Monday with the market updates. We are seeing some weird bond activity, and we're hoping that May 10th is a big day. We get some good year-over-year end reports that we're kind of waiting for. Real estate agents, mortgage lenders, we should have some good data coming in that day, and hopefully that's the beginning of the downward trend in rates that we want to see. So thanks for stopping on, guys. We hope you have a great productive week, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Great talk.
Thank you.
Thank you.